second Monday night of the month, and we have with us tonight Norm and Danielle and Cheryl. And I'm JD, and we're going to sing a song to the earth together as best as we can. We've been rehearsing this all day, right? When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right, hold your head together and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. You got a friend. James Taylor, eat your heart out. We got it. What's that? Oh, yes, microphone, please.
I'm sorry, this was kind of just personal. I just realized we won't really be able to answer any questions if anybody writes it in, unless we pay it to. Can y'all see that up there? Can you see his phone? No, honey, it only shows. It only shows.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm not.
But we can see, if I can see that that's, sit down, Jake.
No, I'll go ahead and hold
Honey,
the phone.
it's okay. If you would just do me a favor, if we see at any point that screen of your phone change from a green screen to a white screen, a white block, just let me know and I'll walk up here and see what it says, because that's when people say something like that.
Okay. All right. And so Chuck wants us to use the microphones now. So this is.
Well, he's talking, so.
I'm not talking anything.
Remember, as far as
Hmm.
the YouTube broadcast goes, nobody uses
Okay. all right.
Yeah.
So, are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. So first of all, Gaia Guardians is meeting because we care about the earth, and we don't want to just worry about the earth or just care about the earth on our own, but we want to be in conversation about what we can do, not just for the earth, but for life on earth, including each other and animals, and right. And there's no one specific leader of Gaia Guardians, although one of us, may be doing more administration or marketing or emailing, but it's kind of like we're all equals, and that's a conversation that we want to grow outward everywhere. And we have a plan for that. I have a plan for that. We're working on it. And so, but this is great that we're meeting here right now. Cheryl is an author and an environmentalist long before me, and I thank you for all your work and for paving the way for us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and Cheryl's also a mother of two, and your son and daughter.
My son's a freshman in college. My daughter's a high school senior looking at colleges. So
Ah,
I have a lot invested. They're really the reason why I care so much, of course. What happens
yeah,
beyond even my lifetime.
right, and we have with us somebody here, almost your son's age, I think.
25?
20. And so we're here for you.
For me.
Yes, you could have this planet like we did, with food and water and oxygen.
Yeah.
And
We all can, not just me.
Yeah,
I mean, we all should.
I
Every
know.
single one of us
I know.
should admit that we are the problem in the first place.
Yes.
and thinks what we need and everything. As long as every single person, I think, admits that he's a part of what's going on without blaming somebody else, then something can change, I believe. Yeah.
Keyword, not blaming someone else.
Yes. Taking
Though it's very tempting sometimes.
We're all human. We're only human.
It wasn't me.
But we can try.
So currently we have different factors going on in human civilization, including the sheer amount of humans that are on the earth, our use of fossil fuels, the way we do agriculture, the way we do commerce, plastic. Cheryl has a passion for that, which is rubbed off on me. Now I just feel twice as guilty about everything I do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Thank you for infusing that in me.
That is not my goal, to make anybody feel guilty about anything. It serves no one
I
to
know, I
feel
know.
guilty. It's the goal is to find those things that you feel good about doing,
Yeah.
and that honor Earth and fill your heart with joy, because there's far too much guilt going around already.
Yeah, and fear. And that's something that we established from our first meeting, which you weren't at, but you were already planting seeds in me. You know, don't scare people with the bad news.
Yeah, that was very, like, those were key words. We cannot
Well, thank you.
make others angry. It doesn't lead anywhere. Like, we have to inspire people with making good, with positive stuff that brings us inspiration to others, good emotions. We cannot, like, focus on what's bad happening, what others do wrong, because that creates a lot of anger, and anger doesn't lead for building anything great,
Right.
only to disaster.
Yeah.
But you know a lot about that.
Oh, we do. I know.
A little bit about disaster.
And about anger.
He came after the Civil War.
Not a civil war.
Or, well,
It's a revolution.
Revolution, sorry, wrong words, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I would like to know a little bit about your background.
Well, I came from Ukraine like 5 years ago. Like, what part of it do you want to know? Like, where I was born at, or what did I do, or what brought me to this church and made this people?
Yes.
All of that.
All of that, actually. It started a long time ago. Well, yeah, I moved from Ukraine 5 years ago, looking for a better life, to have more freedom. Yeah, to just feel more comfort, to gain more success, and to become a better person. I'm not sure I'm there yet. So yeah, it's been a tough way. I mean, I moved here as a political refugee, and I started in New York, and eventually ended up here in LA. And I've been very depressed. I was left all alone, and I decided to come to the church of MCC one day, and ended up here eventually. It's a short version of the story. So sadness and pain led me here. Yeah, I wanted to have new friends who cares about others and who can help me to be a better person. Yeah, that's why I was here. That's why I'm here now. And
I just moved this over for our Facebook room because they said it was very hard.
Very
to
hard.
hear.
Oh, okay.
To hear?
Oh, we didn't even think about the audio. Thank you for whoever is.
oh, audio is there on the phone.
Yeah. This is.
I will later, but we are streaming this on YouTube. Or it will be on YouTube later.
No.
On the church website, mccuccvalley.com.
Or nccuccindthevalley.com. It is being streamed on the website.
Watch us on YouTube. What?
There's a
Yeah,
button
it
on the
says
right.
watch us on YouTube. Pop that. That's Miss Dana Cagle.
Oh, hi Dana.
Hey.
Hi Dana.
So yeah, and one day JD posted a Gaia Guardians meeting on his on his Facebook page, and I don't know, I just got interested of what those guys have to say. So I came to their first meeting, right? Was it first? Yeah, I came there and just wanted to hear what's going on, and yeah, I got interested. It can lead somewhere for sure. Yeah.
What awareness is there among young people in Ukraine about our environmental situation?
I'm not really sure they care about that a lot. People just think about how to survive and yeah, how to live a better life, how to be able to drive a good car. I'm not sure that people really care about environment there. There are still those who care, just I never was around them. Yep. And
Or you guys just couldn't find each other.
or we couldn't find each other, or
It's kind of probably not really a safe space or really a hard focus on that at that time.
yeah, I'm not really
Unfortunately.
yeah, I'm not really informed in this a lot, so I can't really talk about it. I mean, I was 20 years old and I was young and I wanted to change my country and I did a lot of stupid things. So I wasn't really into environment a lot until maybe a couple of years ago. Yeah. So now I'm vegetarian as well. And I was always into animals, into I don't know. But we were like, as kids, we were not talking about environment at all. I can say that for sure. Nobody cared. That's it. We just wanted to be rich. We just wanted to go to whatever countries of the world, and yeah, nobody really, yeah, young kids.
So what was it after you got here that
What
piqued
was
your
it?
awareness?
I started to educate myself in some things. First, it started with climate change and if it's real or not. So I just started my little internet research. I don't really know if it means something to learn stuff from internet in this case. But yeah, I was just interested in what's going on, what everybody's talking about. And yeah, started watching movies, documentaries, reading stuff. Yeah. And there's definitely something happening. World is dying, and I feel really sad. Yeah, all my life I wanted to grow up, make money, and travel and enjoy the world and the nature around it. And now I'm afraid by the time I get my money, there's not gonna be world left.
That's sad. That's really sad, people, and that's coming from the mouth of a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
Not adults saying, "Oh, well, do you say this?"
So yeah, forests are dying, animals are dying, fishes are gone. I mean, coral reefs, they're all dead.
And it's such an important
And
part of the ecosystem of us and the ocean. A lot of people, oh, it's just pretty, it'll grow back. No.
no, it doesn't grow that easily. It takes like many years.
Yeah, depending on what kind, yeah.
And yeah.
So what does give you hope?
Think about that one.
I can say that I barely have any hope in my life right now. Yeah. World is going to hell. That's for sure.
Because that concerns me a lot. I agree that the news is dire and there's a lot of it. And at the same time, when I go looking for good news, I find it. Because I'm looking for good news. I'm looking for people who are doing good. And that's the news that I want to share because it doesn't get the spotlight. It doesn't get the attention that it deserves. And I think as serious as our situation is, and maybe this is what I want to believe, but I think there is a lot of good news, and there are a lot of ways to support people and companies and businesses that are doing good and wanting to do good and wanting to hear from us as consumers saying, I want to support companies that are respectful of the environment, and so.
Because without the people's support, these companies can't
Right.
do anything.
Right, they're
The
not going to
government
invest.
and everybody else has them by the balls.
Well, they're
and
not
if
gonna
the
invest,
people
they're not
stand
gonna-
up
yeah.
and realize that, yeah, then they can help them.
Right. So.
Sorry, go ahead.
So that's what I do for myself, and I encourage you to do too. When you're feeling depressed about all the bad news, go look for some good news because it is there, and it is vital for us to tap into that if we
That
want
is
to
true.
have even just the energy level to go out and do something hopeful for ourselves. Because if you think it's over, you don't. I mean, that's
If we think it's over, then it's going to be over
It's
because
gonna
we're
be-
not
Right.
going to fight.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. You're right.
So we have to, yeah, you're right. We do have to, even though we say it and express it, we do have to really remember that we can't stay focused on that. And it just hit me as I was speaking it, as well as everything we say is a vibration, as we know, and is energy. And if we keep speaking this, no matter how much our hearts want to not do it or change, if all we do is speak that there's bad and it's not going to change, it's not going to change. So, yeah, you're right. Thank you for that.
Thank you, both of you, for reminding me of that. Absolutely. We were talking on the way a lot. I got to give Daniel a ride here from Hollywood during Los Angeles rush hour.
Flood as well.
Plenty of time to talk. And I was sharing with you that I believe in human beings' survival instincts. And I believe at some point all of our survival instincts are going to be kicking in more. And I think that'll be a good thing. And I think those of us who are, like Cheryl, who are awake and educated to what's going on enough to be caring and actively caring, could be preparing the way to help others when they wake up and say, oh my God, we're in trouble, what are we going to do? There are solutions that are available to us. One is use less power until we have clean power. Consume less.
Just buy less stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plastic encased stuff.
Yeah, and at some point, maybe the global boycott or the protests on Amazon for sending packages inside of packages, little tiny things inside of huge boxes. I mean, I'm just as guilty. I buy stuff from Amazon, but I get a little watch in a big, gigantic cardboard box, and I dutifully walk down my apartment to the dumpster, and I throw it in there, and I see the dumpster's full of everybody else's Amazon boxes, and I'm like, that could have been reused 10 times easy.
Right.
Why aren't we doing stuff like that? And then the plastic wrapping, and, the problem with the ocean. You were the one telling us about what's going on with our, we recycle, and it goes into,
About how,
we ship
yeah,
it off to
that,
China?
yeah, we ship
in
it to
America?
China, and China has we have no control over what they do with it, or, yeah.
Well, and they're starting to say no more, no, thank you. They don't want it anymore either.
Wow,
so.
okay, now that,
China doesn't want our
that's
trash.
bad when China is like saying no because they were taking,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes.
Okay, Americans, come on. Smaller, regular portions.
So I feel the same way as you do. I love Amazon for delivering exactly what I need when I need it, and yet I feel bad about the packaging. How many times have you emailed them and talked to them about your conveyed your concerns about packaging.
None.
I haven't either.
Well,
You know?
I'm surprised
Wait,
you're going
here's
to tell me
something
why
simple
not.
we could do. It doesn't cost any money. It takes a few minutes.
that's true, but it's,
Yes.
and yeah, just like you said, that's where it starts. Just one person.
Yeah.
Know? And like if you're just between the two of y'all, if there's like out of all the couples that are sitting around together that order from Amazon, if just one of them said something, God, how many people would that be? Okay, couples that order Amazon, I don't, but I sure do watch Amazon Prime.
But I haven't contacted Amazon. I have contacted other companies that I say, I like your product. It comes in a non-recyclable package. Please can you do something, and made my awareness know. They're like, sometimes it's, we know, we're trying to find something. Thank you for your concern. So
That's good to
I
hear
don't
that
know.
they're acknowledging it. I
Right.
mean, they're
Right.
paying attention.
right.
It's because, used to, they'd, oh, yeah, thanks, here's a coupon.
So just that step of being proactive as opposed to just sitting around feeling, I feel bad about ordering something from Amazon. You know, so in that moment say, what can I do? I can't change Amazon. I can't change people across the country's buying habits. I can make my opinion heard. It may be something else for you, but that's.
And you can keep doing this. You said small thing that in your dutiful thing of taking it down. I wish more people thought that it was their duty to take cardboard and recyclables to the proper place.
Well, it seems to me we could come up with an idea. We see in my apartment, I have 65 units I live amongst, and we have hundreds and hundreds of boxes all the time, everywhere. And they fill our dumpsters so that our trash doesn't fit it. So they're coming more often just to bring all these cardboard boxes to put them in the landfills, and they're in perfect, pristine shape. Just wondering why can't we have a central place for all the Amazon? Since Amazon took over so much of our market, and the mamas and papas in the stores are gone, and even some
Amazon
big,
and Walmart.
yeah, not to complain, but I mean, there's a responsibility to our planet.
Have you talked to
I
the
ha-
department about recycling?
Yes, no, they won't. They don't.
Something that I have been really, it's been something that's, those little flash moments of ideas. Sorry, is that bothering you?
Thank you for asking that.
For anyone who doesn't know, Chopper, my dog, is laying back here on the thing, chewing his toy, and it's just like. So that's why I was asking if it was bothering her. What was I going to say? Oh, I had been thinking about this idea for quite a while, and then I was like, no, it's a stupid idea. And then when I moved over to this area, there is actually a lady who lives just on the other block, just a local lady, and twice a day, she walks around this whole neighborhood and picks up trash. Sweeps up, takes the recycle. Now, she will put the recyclables in a bag, and she'll leave them by the thing so the homeless folks who do come through here that do pick up recycling have a bag, I have always wondered, why can't the city figure out a way for the homeless to have them actually pick up trash and bring, say, per pound, and take it to a specific place for just all trash. Take it to a place that has just cardboard space. Take it, have a special place they could take for the, what do you call those, shopping bags that are plastic. Have they would. I know several people who, just to give them something to do, even would just help with their mental state, with their just their humanity state. Yeah. But it's instead of just people just pushing them away and saying, "Oh, and they're the cause of it." They're not the cause of it. They are not. They can't afford to buy all these Burger Kings and everything that's $11 now to just get a simple meal. They can't afford that. So it's not them throwing all this, and these Chevys or that's expensive liquors and stuff. They can't afford that stuff. So
Okay.
it's take responsibility, and then
Right.
like we need to find a way. There has to be a way that we can figure out how to get all this stuff clean, because all this stuff is going to the ocean. And especially here in California, we have many more days of sun than we do rain. So there's many more days of trash and debris piling and piling and piling and piling. So, like, I know there's small programs that have started with, like, you know, local divers, scuba divers, you know, cleaning up the bottom of the ocean
That's
and little
awesome.
things.
That's
There's
so cool.
there's you know, people who go out to pick up, you know, in miles on the beach and stuff like that. That is important, yes. But why don't we have those programs implemented in the places to where the trash is caused before it even gets there?
Yeah. I've been wondering. There's so many. Oh, there's a big question. Yes. Is that a new question? Or is somebody saying your camera?
We
echoes
got
out?
asked if you guys actually, do you guys take time to actually sort through the recycling at your house?
At my apartment, they don't.
No, you personally.
No, because we kind of gave up because of that. What's the recommendation?
So to
for
answer
someone
the
who lives
question, Zachariah,
guilty?
no, he doesn't, because of the fact that he simply gave up because the apartment building does not provide
Are you in Los Angeles?
places for them to recycle or to put the recycling. So it was really hard for them to like hold it in their apartment for like
And we all
weeks
want
at a
it.
time.
Everybody wants it. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's Cheryl just said there's a in Los Angeles apartment buildings are supposed to have the option for recycling.
honey, I told you that the very first time we had that meeting and you told me that about your thing. I told you that you need to get on your landlord because it is mandatory that they have a green bin, a recycling bin, and a trash bin. They don't have to have a recycling bin the size of your trash bin. It can be a smaller one, but there is certain requirement. I mean, they can go to the minimum, but it is required that they provide it. So
Okay.
any of you other people who are out there that your apartment building, if there are if it's a duplex or more, they have to by law provide you with these cans.
Zachariah, it's good that you're with us. Nice to see you on the live stream. He's one of our youth, right? Our youngest Gaia guardian, at least that we know here in our
Oh yeah, because he's
circle.
what, 20?
He's the baby. Daniel's not the baby.
An old baby.
Those were the
not a baby.
days.
I'm an old baby.
Old baby.
You're still a baby.
You know, Daniel, I was so excited at our first meeting. You started talking about the youth. You said something that young people are aware. They're not stupid. They know that their planet is in trouble.
Yeah.
They're not buying into any of the what do you call that, the paint wash, the whitewash. Yeah, that this is good for you, oil.
Oh,
They understand. They understand what's going on, and they don't want they don't want this planet to be trashed.
Yeah, for sure. There are
So
many who doesn't.
that's one
who
thing.
don't.
You said that the youth want to be invited.
I believe so. That's what I would like to have when I was younger. Yeah, somebody would just come and tell me, dude, go with us and let's do something. I would be like, yeah, sure. It would be, I mean, at that age, it would have been much better for me than go to university and learn stuff my parents want me to do or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, that makes sense.
especially at this time in history.
Yeah.
Well, my kids growing up in LAUSD schools,
Mhm.
they got a full education. They tell me. I tried to talk to my son once,
Mhm.
and he said, "I don't want to hear it, Mom. We already know, and we're already depressed."
Mhm.
And that was, he was like school age. So well, I think it's invaluable to have that education of the science of what's happening.
It would
Again,
be, it would be great. Yes.
I worry about giving the education without the tools to find hope and find a spiritual practice, find a
Yes.
community, find whatever is going to sustain us emotionally through these difficult times, because just being depressed is not healthy and it's not inspiring to,
And it
for
gets
positive
nobody
change.
nowhere.
Yeah.
And Cheryl, you know what it's like to lose hope and to be depressed about all of this. You've been through your journey, and it's been an amazing one. I'm so glad you shared in your book. This is Cheryl's book for YouTube broadcast. Cheryl wrote this book. I'm such a huge fan of it. It's one of my favorite books. I
tell a story. I started out, I was
want to pass it around. Pass it out to the
geologist, environmental law attorney, and student of environment for a long time. And so I had all the facts and figures, and I found it depressing. And I had to pull back for a while, not knowing just how much more education I could take without having any kind of tools to process it and to find my way back to hope. So that is a big part of my journey.
Thank you, and you're going to help all of us. That's my vision for you.
Well-
You're going to help because Daniel here, he says he's lost hope,
And that's the goal of my book is I tell my own story, but at the end of each chapter, I have what I call a lover's invitation, and it's for each reader to go on your own journey or contemplation, just even a few minutes. If you had time to read a chapter, you have time to tack on 2 to 5 minutes and reflect for yourself your own responses and how and self-care for dealing with where we are, because as generous as you are suggesting that I have answers for people, I don't. I think it's important that we communicate with each other and support each other in this way, and at the end of the day, it's really important to finding our own ways of tending and nurturing ourselves
But you found hope
on good days.
on good days.
That's not every day.
And
My-
found
my-
the tools to put in your
Right.
tool belt
Right. Exactly.
to hold on to
Yeah.
on those days when you do fall back into being just a human. Because
Right.
that's the thing. I think we all really forget. We are all just humans. And we're going to feel emotions. We're going to experience different levels of every emotion. And it's okay. But we almost really need to stay focused on what I say is the dogs theory. They say that we as dogs actually the human brain actually only really processes an emotion for 90 seconds. Like the true feeling of whatever it is for 90 seconds. It's the human mind that holds on to it for anything longer than 90 seconds. And that's why dogs, they can even even my dog was attacked by a dog. Like literally his throat was open, his neck was open. I was bit in 2 places by the dog. And my dog literally because it was probably about a minute to 3 minutes before I got myself all washed off and, people got me and was taking me to the ER. But he was already like trying to look over at the dog that had attacked him and was all like, "Hey man, is it okay? It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. I forgive you."
Oh, that's Chopper.
So it's like, if we could just really look at nature, like every part of nature, I think, like from, I could go on. Y'all know me. I'm Southern, but if we could just realize that we're all the same. We all bleed the same color if you cut us. We all have to breathe air. We all have to drink water. Like, it doesn't matter what color you are, where you come from, what your sexual orientation is, what your anything is, whether you're vegan or a meatitarian. That's me. But you just have to, like, we have to just realize that, yeah, it's okay to feel those feelings, but move on and depend on each other. And especially when we are depressed, we really need to open our mouths, not be embarrassed, not be upset, because someone, that person, anyone that you're sitting in a room with or driving down the street with, you're going to pass and look at them. They have had that feeling too. Maybe not the same way or reason, but they have had it too. So reach out to each other.
Yes.
And let each other know. Because, like, I would have never met this wonderful, amazing woman who, yeah, like, you inspire me so, like, a lot. And especially now in today's times in the world, as well as things that are going on with me personally, it's just knowing that someone else has done it and it's okay.
I wouldn't say done it. It's a process.
No, you know, well, but we're doing it, but you've done it enough to where you could understand it enough to speak about it or write about it. And yeah, it's all a process. We all should never stop learning. But just to know, just like, you know, the whole thing, like, I used to be terrified and thinking that, oh my God, I have possibly a bipolar disorder. Well, I don't, but the fear of it, just being labeled, and it wasn't until a friend of mine, Jennifer Lewis, the actress, who spoke publicly. She was one of the first people to ever speak publicly on Oprah about bipolarism. And she wound up, years later, you know, she did a one-woman show at the LGBT Center about her bipolarism, and it was just brilliant, like, just to know. And then I learned things from her that whenever I now see other people going through things, I could suggest, hey, you might not be just depressed, or, you know, you might have a little something else going on, you know. But yeah, so unless we share and take the time to talk to each other, we're not going to understand, and we're not going to grow, and we're just going to waste away, unfortunately. And it's time to stop doing that. The earth and we as people are too beautiful. We need to enjoy each other and enjoy the life. And fuck the labels.
You just said that on national.
I did.
Facebook.
Fuck the labels.
Global Facebook and YouTube.
It's just, it's wrong. Like, you know, it's enough is enough. Enough, yeah.
So inviting the youth. Can we get back to that? If we were going to invite the
Yeah,
youth.
sorry.
I mean, we could invite the youth to come with us to the beach to pick up garbage, plastic, before it goes into a sea turtle or a whale or a dolphin. But that's one thing. But what kind of things do you think? What kind of things can we? Because we need
Get you excited about.
Yeah.
Motivated.
I think just to act, do something. It doesn't matter what.
That's nice.
I mean, I don't know. It's just for me. Maybe I'm not the best person to talk about it.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I would just like to do something, film it, act, show it to others. Yeah,
We're
pretty
doing
much.
that right now.
Yeah, but we're just talking, and
Yeah.
youth
But it's gotta
used to
start
have
somewhere, right?
energy to act right now.
Now it's all about the edutainment.
I was fixing to say, we've got to.
Edutainment. It's not enough just to
Edutainment.
try to educate or entertain, but bring information in a way that is entertaining. And so that's
So if any of you out there
we're
have any
all-
ideas to do,
we're all attuned to being entertained. And so if we can add content through music or films or
I mean,
pretty
doing good
Mhm.
inspires others. People
Mhm.
wants to, I don't know, watch the penguin from the oil spots or whatever. It all inspires. Kindness inspires people. It gives a lot of energy to go forward.
And hopefully by us sitting here talking, and we will inspire someone, and
Maybe.
hopefully you will contact us to help you do something or just do something in your own community.
You know,
Within your own life.
Guardians meets every second Monday and every fourth Sunday in the afternoon. And Reverend Pat Langlois, the senior pastor here at this church, says, let's do outings.
Yeah.
Let's not just, we can't sit around the garden and talk, but why don't we plan on doing things, going out into nature?
I think that's a great idea. Number one, it's hopeful to be doing something, and also to remind ourselves what we're really about. And it's also healing to be in nature. There's studies showing just time in a forest or time at the beach is not only just relaxing, but it actually it has physical benefits for our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Big time.
I just want to add that it's not about just entertaining and inspiring others. At some point, when things get very serious, those who try to change the world, they get in real trouble, and we have to remember about that. People die, people get killed. Those who fight industrial farming in Brazil, that's the fact. People disappear. So at some point, when it gets to the time when things are gonna get changed, people get hurt. So that's the other part of this little story. It's not just about a happy walking in a forest. It's like a hidden war between those who have money and those who wants to do good or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that right,
You
but
did a good job.
but it's not about entertainment anymore. It's very serious stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell. It's not just about penguins. It's about people getting killed.
Well, and there are all kinds of roles for people to be active. I like the story of stuffed people. If you're familiar with them, they have a video on what kind of activist are you, and not everyone is going to be on the front lines
Yeah,
taking down the factory farms.
that's true.
There are people who are going to be babysitting their kids so those parents can go out there. There are going to be people who are doing the social media and letting people know about it. There are going to be people who are going to be doing organizing. So there's all kinds of levels of activism, and for me, being in nature is one level of it, because if only just to
It's
you know,
important.
yeah, and just for your own restorative, so you have the energy and the feeling.
Get back to your roots.
And also, yeah, just reminding yourself what is at stake. But
Yeah, actually, getting back to your roots, staying with the forest, just living in the wild, can give a lot for those who live in a city. People don't know the world anymore. They lost the connection to it. Yeah,
That's very true.
and we have to get back to it, because soon there's not going to be anything to get back to.
A lot of people actually living in a city don't realize that they can't look up and see stars.
And actually, nature provides.
Thanks for paying attention to the Hold on, Zachy.
We got some reading to
Zachariah,
do.
You want to represent Zachariah and read what he has to say? Or does Zachariah want to call in on this phone number?
Okay. Oh, he just said, okay. He says he is down for beach cleaning with us. He was at Marina del, oh, there it is. He was at Marina del Rey recently, and the amount of trash along the shore was unbelievable. People said they never saw anything like it there before. Yet nobody was willing to clean it up. If we start and set the example, I know our fellow beachgoers will help out. Absolutely true, Zach. Once you see one person doing something, it usually another person goes, oh, wow, I can do that too.
Yeah.
So, yep, you're right.
So if we're gonna do that like this coming 2 Sundays from now, would we just go to the beach? Is that what other ideas do you have for outings?
I'm
Thank
game
you,
for
Zach.
it.
Okay.
We can start from somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds alright.
Start small. I mean, I try every, small little thing. Chopper and I, while we're playing out here in this public area, Chopper, thank you. While we're playing, playing in the mornings and whatnot, I'll pick up, trash and stuff that people
there's
have
plenty
dropped.
of places even around here. That
So
would be
just
park cleanup, neighborhood cleanups. There's all
you
kinds
can,
of-
yeah,
we
we
were
can
just talking
start
about the
anywhere.
neighborhood. Yeah.
It's so like, there's everywhere needs help. Come on, little.
There's a whole other level of activism of people who are acting the role of citizen scientists. There's some apps. I can't remember the name of the app, but you can sign up for people who want to go out and count endangered critters or
Oh, wow.
restore habitats for species,
Yes.
different species, and that's a whole other level of opportunity to be active and doing something.
That's great.
Positive.
What is that called? What is it?
Citizen scientists. Yeah,
Citizen scientists.
I think you just Google opportunities for citizen scientists.
That's
and-
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's make a note of that. Citizen scientists.
Yeah.
Go out and count little creatures and ooh, that's fun. I keep saying I want to go to the tar pits to do the excavating because that they realize that they still are under the tar pits and under the museum. They're still digging
Wow.
and excavating and finding all kind of fossils and everything. And
Fantastic.
you can volunteer to go and do that. Like just sit for a day or 2-3 days and just excavate and like find fossils and how fun is that?
To go into the earth?
Yes, like in the earth and play.
Yes.
So yes, we definitely need to do a retreat thing to start that. I mean, a pickup cleanup thing, wherever it may be, as well as I know Rev Pat is definitely talking to some people up in the like high desert area for us to have a full retreat.
Well, I'm on the board of
out
Northeast Trees, a nonprofit that does a lot of good work in nature poor communities around Los Angeles County, and they have tree planting opportunities coming up too.
Oh, that's real
We would
important.
love to be a part of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Thank you.
Sure is. It's our lifeline. Yeah, people don't realize. I mean, it's like, and it baffles me how these people can hold zillion dollar a year jobs, but yet they don't think, oh yeah, our air does have to like come from somewhere. Like it's like you stupid idiots. It's like, come on, like just go back to your roots, people. Like think about the beginning of education. Oh. Okay. Ooh, here we go, Zachy. And the snowy plovers?
The snowy plovers.
We're having a hard time walking through it all. Oh, I'm like going, what's a snowy plover? Oh, wow. Oh, that's horrible. For you folks who don't know what a snowy plover is, we just learned it's one of the birds that are by the beach. And they were having a very hard time walking through all the muck. And Morga Eric, I hope I said that right, says, I believe that after a good rain, it's a good time to clean up at the beaches. A lot of waste from the drains will be flushed down to the beach. Absolutely, you are so right, Morga. That would be a very perfect time to do it. So maybe it's this Sunday that we should try to go down there, because Thursday and Friday is the stopping of this horrible Well, not horrible. It's a lovely. I'm so sorry. I was thinking horrible. Sorry, I said horrible because I'm thinking of all the stuff rushing down the drains. But no, it's beautiful that we're having the rains. But yeah, the horrible like rush of stuff will be down there, and they actually were already talking about that this afternoon on, I think it was Channel 4 News. That they were already seeing that there was buildup and places down at the beach were flooding because of the drains were just clogged.
I'm up for it. So if we go to the beach, do we buy a bunch of garbage bags?
Yeah, we'll figure all that out, the details.
You
yeah.
can also
It's
consider
easy.
partnering with an organization that does this all the time, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Like the Friends of LA River, they're constantly doing cleanups along the river, and they have supplies and that kind of thing.
Okay. Friends of LA River. We should.
Yeah, there's tons of, yeah, it's not, yeah.
And that would expand your reach and connections in the community too.
Which is what we want to do.
Which is what
Yeah,
we wanna
that's
do.
what we should do.
Yeah,
Connect,
so
connect, connect. We can
Partnering up.
spread.
And learn something new from
Absolutely.
others.
That's so true. I just was thinking too about just in general and locally, if you want to do something that can be a big help, is just in your local area, just go to the big drain areas, where the gutter drains, and just, you don't even have to necessarily pick the trash and stuff up that's clogging the drain and making all of the sidewalks and everything flood all over LA in the streets. But just at least get it up and kind of move it out of the way so the water can flow down and into the drain and go into the ocean. Because, I've already posted a video just of this out here, and after 2 hours, over there on the side, the water was already at the baseboards of the cars.
Wow.
Then it's because that drain right down there and that drain over there was totally covered with trash.
So you have to just literally just.
And
pull
then,
it
you
out
just
yourself.
and be careful because water pressure is very strong. Water is very light. It doesn't seem like it's very strong, but let me tell you, it can knock you down and suck you in too. But I mean, no, I'm serious. No, it's cute, but it's people have been, got their arms caught down in the drain areas, and you panic, and then you,
Sure.
then you move and you don't, But anyway,
Yeah.
just be careful. Just move the stuff out of the way, and just be careful, and just let the water flow. What? I'm so glad I can entertain you.
You always do.
Jesus.
I'm just imagining people getting sucked in. Oh, damn, Norm told me to do that.
Please be careful. No, but seriously, that is just a huge. Just you think it's really small, but it's really huge, and I mean even over. I have a client that I deal with over in Beverly Hills, and you would think that place would no. Chad, I had to clean 4 drains. Well, I didn't have to, but it was, it just, yeah. And I mean, I know over there they have 4 or 5 different kinds of grates that, keeps it filtered. So, it's there is really easy to just walk by and scrape it up and put it in a bag. But yeah, no, just be careful but it is very helpful just to move the trash. And sometimes it's not even when I say trash, I'm not necessarily meaning garbage trash. I'm meaning just leaves, debris, and limbs and stuff like that. And when you see them if you're doing a walk in your neighborhood and you see them, just pick them up out of the gutter area and just set them in that little I don't know what area you call it, between the sidewalk and the road. Just pick it up out of the drain and put it over there, just a limb, or crack it, and I don't know. So many answers, but in so many different situations coming up in my head. But let's just think.
Norm, this little altar or what?
Oh.
This beautiful.
Oh, it's just a little ambiance. I figured if we were going to be on TV.
Three
Oh,
fires,
a little
yeah.
mist. Thank you.
It's nice. And when we do come to our close, I think Cheryl's going to lead us in a earth meditation, aren't you? Ooh. Can I get you?
She's like,
It's not the kind of thing I spring on you.
I was supposed to say, you need to stop springing things like that on her.
We can just all hug each other.
JB is a wonderful man. He has wonderful ideas, but sometimes it just comes on the
Yeah.
spur of the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'll lead us in a quick.
Oh, wait, hold on. What is this?
We just do kind of like a prayer too.
Oh, well, yeah, Zachary, thank you. I am a numbnut.
Ah.
He says, just use a rake, numbnuts. But I don't really walk around taking care of my clients with a rake, but I could, knowing what I'm going to be doing. All right. You have a very valid point.
So I guess we could close out with a song or a prayer or both.
Just give us
Any-
give us some.
Yeah.
Give us some background music and you can pray.
Okay. Well, I'll give you the 2 mics. What's better than 1 mic?
Don't use the yellow one, it's pretty.
Okay. So we are one in the Spirit. We are one in our God, in our earth, in our world. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in our world. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in our world. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in our world. And together we'll spread the news that. Help me?
I don't know the
No, we're writing the words. That hope is in this world, and we'll know we are humans by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are humans by our love. Can we do that? We are one in the Spirit. We are one in our world. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the world. And together we'll spread the news throughout our world. They'll know we are humans by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are humans by our love. We're getting it. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in our world. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in our world. And together we'll spread the throughout our world. And they'll know we are humans by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are humans by our love. We will walk. Wasn't that inspiring?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, now I'm like,
I want to pick a better song.
Let us know in advance, maybe.
Yeah. So
what's that?
Let us know in advance what the songs are.
That would be a lot. Jay, he does a lot. Sebastian does a lot.
yeah.
Which is beautiful.
You know, the one on my website, Webs TV, I shouldn't say my website, the website, Webs TV, those are productions. Those are well thought out 1-minute videos with animations and everything else. And I was thinking tonight as we were kind of moving through this night, finding our way through the darkness, so to speak, is like we can produce. We can plan something out. We can make Monday night spectacular.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
How about we challenge ourselves to come back each time with one thing we've heard or read or thought about that gives us hope for Earth?
Okay.
Hope. Yeah.
Share hope with others.
Yeah.
Like that. Chopper likes that. You like that?
Because it's too easy to get caught up in thinking of all the bad things, and that's not affirming.
Right. Okay. It is so.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us in again and holding space for us.
Holding space. And we have 6 in attendance tonight, including Chopper. That concludes our second Monday night.
Yes, thank you all. Thanks, Zach. Oh, wait, Zach, what? We are one in our hearts. We are one in our arms. We are one in our minds through our prayers and our songs.
Why did you make
Ooh,
like Chopper?
I'm liking this. Zach, that's good.
Do you think your cats would like that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
What did Zach say?
We are one in our hearts. We are one in our arms. We are one in our minds through our thoughts and our songs.
Woo! Zach, you should have been here. The song would have worked with you.
Okay. All right, gang. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody say good night.
Good night. Say good night, Chopper.